Alright, so I tried to record this just a couple minutes ago, and my controller just died. Um, and well, it didn't die, but it wasn't working right, and like it kept going up. Like I would go into like trade negotiations, and I would like just we'll do an example with me. I go down to like Bennett, and then it would take me immediately back to the top. So that was a really bad representation of that, but you got the point. So now I'm using my PS4 controller, plugged it into my PS3. I had to find the cable. So what happened was basically we simmed one game and we won against the Chicago Blackhawks. So that's a good result for everyone. Um, Now we're playing the Jets in the last game before the All-Star game. I don't know how we should. Well, ideally, I want to finish the sim for the season in this episode, but it depends on how we attack trade deadline. I don't really know how I'm going to attack trade deadline. I don't know anything I really need to do, um, other than getting like a veteran for like Tyler Johnson or something like that. That's the only thing I can really think of. I was going to package Lindback in a trade for a first round pick, but so many teams are good right now, it's hard to tell who's going to end up getting a high first round pick. There was like, I think in the last episode I showed only like one team with like significantly less points than everyone else, and that was Ottawa, and their trade value is of course way too high. So look at the West first, the All-Star game. Parise, Taves, Perry, Archie, Geslav, Nuge, Duchesne, Thornton, Shifley, LeBlanc, Drew LeBlanc, Andy Miel, Derek Roy, Drew Doughty, Shea Weber, Erwin, Tanev, Enstrom, and TJ Brody. And then the goalie is actually Eddie Lack, backed up by Andre Pavlik. If you could pick two more unlikely people to make the All-Star game. And then we got Ovi, Crosby, Kessel, Boucher, Giroux, Tavares, Justin Williams, Nick Backstrom, McGinley, Kreider, Spezza, Bornable, Ryan McDonough, Matt Niskanen, Yoni Pikkinen, Jamie McBain, Kyle Quincy, James Wisniewski, and actually Yvars Punanov made the All-Star game. Must be his wins, and Carey Price backing him up. So that's all good. I think it must be his wins because his save percentage is not even in the top 8. Looks like Eddie Lack's on his way to the Vezina Trophy. Yeah, I guess it must be wins because like the second most games won is Carey Price, and then the third is Bobrovsky, and that's almost a 10-win difference. So sim up to the trade deadline and see what we need to do. Check team performance and whatnot, which I couldn't do before because it just kept going up. So glad I fixed that problem. I didn't even I had to look it up. I didn't even know you could put your PS4 controller in your PS3. That's gonna be nice. Did you guys see the video for NHL 14? Doc Emmerich's in it. That's gonna be sweet, and NHL on NBC presentation I've read too. It's gonna be awesome. I'm totally looking forward to the series. I don't know how I'm gonna tackle recording long videos because right now with PS4 share you can only record up to 15 minutes. So for sim videos that would be kind of hard. I might get a HDMI to component adapter though. Matt Giordano. I'm gonna trade Nesterov. And my first, no way. Do like an HDMI to component cable thing so I can still use my PVR for the time being until I can afford an Elgato. I could have bought an Elgato a few days ago, but I ended up buying a extra PS4 controller because we only had 2, and I have friends over and we game a lot. We play like Call of Duty and stuff, so we like to have 3 because there's 3 of us, including me. We played pretty much here ever since I got the PS4. It used to be we'd all go to other people's houses and stuff, but turn my TV down. But now that I have a PS4, it's pretty much just been here, so I figured I might as well purchase an extra PS3 controller. Not necessarily just for them, but like in case one breaks, I have a backup. I don't have to worry about it. I like having multiple controllers anyway. I only had 2 PS3 controllers. Now I have only 1. Well, actually, I don't even have 1 now because my first one broke a couple months ago. When MLB The Show came out because I remember I couldn't hit the cutoff man, and then I looked at my controller and like the whole like left side of the on the top and like broken. So I was like, I used my backup, and now that's broken. So I'm on the PS4 controller plugged in. I still have it's still I still use my backup because you have to have an actual PS3 controller to go to the XMB. So like I'm clicking clicking the PS button now on my PlayStation 4 controller. If you can hear that, and it doesn't bring up the screen. But if I were to put it, I have my PS3 controller still for this. So that's good. We're on a winning streak, I think. I don't want Giordano. Well, actually, I think we're on a losing streak, and then we went on a winning streak. We have not. We only lost one game in overtime so far. I find that odd. I want Carter to get to 30 goals. Can we do it? We got 20 games left. He should be able to score 10 goals. I didn't even get him for huge point numbers. I don't care if that's all he does is score goals. We were on a 3-game winning streak after we dropped 3 straight coming out of the All-Star game. Well, not coming out of, but on that little stretch after the All-Star break. So we're going to go up to this game against the Avalanche. Let's see what happens. So, PS4 controller, I have 3 now. I don't have enough money for an Elgato. I get paid in a couple weeks. I'm looking into it. I'm thinking about it. I want to get a bigger TV because the one I have now is only 20 inches and it's kind of weird. The one I have in my room for recording anyway. The one the one in my living room, which I use to game my friends on, is sizable. It's 42, I believe. I want to get a 48 for my room because of the way it's set up. I want to sit on my couch bed because I think everything else will be manageable. Oh, Pittsburgh. John Kurtz. Let's see what his fighting skill is. Only 70. Nah. I was looking into getting a tough guy on the team, but Brian Bickle will have to pass as one for now. Ryan McDonough with 7 penalty minutes. He's playing dirty this year. Stamkos. That assist spot keeps changing. It was Druin at the start, then it was Stamkos, then it was Hedman. Now it's back to Stamkos. Hope Stamkos picked it up too, although our team has been successful, so at this point I really don't want to change any lines lost in overtime. I don't consider an overtime loss good, but I also don't consider it terrible because of the way the scoring is set up. And if I was really a hard ass, I'd count them as regulation losses, but I'm not like, that was a terrible trade offer. I don't know why they gave Tomo Rusu so much trade value. Which makes no sense. In basketball, if you lose overtime, you don't get extra points in the standings, so whatever. I like to compare hockey and ball because they are, like, the way the league's set up is somewhat similar. Just until they did the whole conference realignment this year. One more game. I know it's not going up to the trade deadline. Been to trade with a team that was a fringe team and give them Weirsiach, who's been in the minors, and the other guy who's been in the minors, Lindback, package them together and get a first round pick along with like a prospect or something. We're actually not in the league in the be 7 or less. So Pitts, NJ, Buff. Then we're not going to worry about the rest because they're going to be worth too much in this game. So let's see what we would have to give up in this trade. Signed 3 more years. Alright, I'm wasting too much time thinking about stuff like that. So let's go to draft picks. Alright, so Buffalo might be a little too high, so let's go to Pitt, see how theirs is valued. No one there. I'm not going to do this right now. So I don't think there's anywhere we need to change our team up. So let's look at the stats. Team stats first. 4th. Point percentage is also 4th. It should be. Goals. Their last 10 is 5-4-1. I thought they were a lot worse before. They only had like 46 points. I didn't even do individual stats. -8. Kucherov was a -4. And Ingram was a -3. Those were really the only things that I had to kind of complain about. Gudas actually was a minus the last 2 years. Even though he's a defensive defenseman. He was a -17 last year when we were really bad. But before that, he was a +16. So overalls. Ernie might challenge Simmons for that second line spot here soon. Green has 12 goals. He has more goals than assists, and he's a defenseman. That's impressive, actually. And then our two defensive defensemen all have 10 points. Well, actually, a lot of points for us. Yeah, but Panic is 26, and he's playing like top line minutes, I'm pretty sure. In March or so. So, I don't know what the hell's going on. This guy, I'm not expecting some of these people to do anything. But Barbario was like tearing it up last year, and he was a 4-star. So, Panic might not make the NHL. Suffice. Jesus. Oh, that's what I didn't do. I didn't change the power play line. I'm gonna go back to the way it was before. Once it lets me stop. I also wanted to see how good that Honey guy was. Because I know there's a few good goalies. Line. That works. I'll just flip those first and second lines next year probably. Stamkos doing really good on the second line though. It must be. See when we win another President's Trophy. I think Jeff Carter adds a lot more to this team than we had before though, with Filppula. He's a goal scorer. Purely, we didn't have one of those before because Stamkos always sims weird in this game. Never like a. He's always a huge assist guy. A lot of them look really generic. So, like, I think I'm just going to make videos that, like, early on that are just, like, me going into the stadiums and just looking around at different things. I don't even know who's in this draft. I know that Day guy is. No, we just lost back-to-back games to terrible teams. I know Day is in this draft. I don't know anyone else. I don't know anyone who's good right off the bat. Wow, Patrick Kane really helped out Buffalo. It's not looking like a great trade. They gave Ben Bishop $7 million in this via GM too. So the Patrick Kane thing, like where he always goes to free agency, that must just be the thing with the Blackhawks. We won 9-0 in the last 2 games. It must just be a thing with the Blackhawks cap space because they have Hossa and Sharp, and they're not smart enough to trade either of them to clear up cap space for Kane. I think Kane demands way too much money in this game. He would not ask for that much money, I don't think, and hold out like that in real life. Didn't seem like that kind of guy. I like Patrick Kane though. Buffalo dude. I grew up in upstate New York, so I tend to like players from that area, or people from that area. I'll find and be like, oh, that's cool that they do that. Originally from Canada, but I spent a lot of my life in both parts. So we're about to wrap up the season. Let's win one of these 2 games. No, damn, we lost to Toronto, and now I gotta play Buffalo. I'm gonna use slow sim for this, just because it's special. This commentary is kind of all over the place, but it's like 12 in the morning right now. I really don't have anything else to do. Get ahead on gameplay. I think I might put out some NBA stuff. Thinking about doing that. I think we glitched again. These guys aren't really that good. Keep going there. Learn more about them. Slow sim. Kane's going to be a 30 goal scorer for him. Good God. Alright, we got 1. Campos. Alright, we got 2 on. Wayne Simmons got a shorthanding goal. Alright, let's see if we can hold on. I'm going to go quick sim. And Punanovs ends the season with a shutout, I think, anyway. It might be Dansk. I'm not sure. I'm hoping it's not. Because if Punanovs has a shutout going into the playoffs, that's a really good sign. What the hell is wrong with Sony movies? Come on. Render my damn video. Stamkos had 2 points that game. What was it? Yeah, Punanovs had the shutout. Sweet. He didn't get first star or anything. I didn't check the stars, though. So, let's look at the regular season stats. This video is going to run very long. We actually won the President's Trophy for the 2nd time in this franchise. Years 1 and 3. Both times we made the playoffs. Goals for 12th. That really dropped off. We were tops in goals for 4 per game, but not by much toward the end. Montreal, how the hell? That's weird. I've never seen a team that gives up that few goals against not make the playoffs. Why the hell am I doing that? Power play sucked even after I changed it. Penalty kill was 4th. We scored 4 shorthanded goals, and we improved our away record by a little bit. It was just over 500. I believe it was either below or at the last time I looked. Oh, that's why it's rendering an ABI. There we go. Let's try this. No, we'll just use the normal setting. So, how did everyone finish the season? Stamkos had 67, and everyone else was kind of average. Drouin, Carter, Kucherov. Seems like Stamkos produces on a line just by himself. It's weird. We had 2 40-point defensemen this year, too. One who scored 15 goals. Alright, Simmons had 36, which is not great, but what are you going to do? And then our other guys didn't even... Tyler Johnson didn't get to 25. It's his time to go. I tried to lead him along. Well, Korobov did only get 1 more point. I tried to lead him along, but it didn't work. It's just a failed experiment. I tried. Unanov's up to a 94, which is good. What is his poke check? Poke check is training assignments in the game. I really miss those. His 5-0 is still really low, too. I just it's his puck control. Rebound control is awesome, but everything else is and shot recovery is decent, but everything else sucks. And I don't care about anything really besides the poke check one. And vision under athleticism is the only other thing that I'm not liking. Agility's not great, but I can deal with that. Dan's got a really good year in the backup role. He's got a really good glove high. Be a great goalie to actually like go in and play games with. I'll remember that for when I do a gameplay series next year. Let's look at NHL leaders. And then rookie leaders too, although I think Punanov will probably win the Calder, because he is a rookie. NHL. So, goal leader was Reed Boucher, up to an 88. Look at that. Look at that shot. 98, 99, 99, 99, 91 passing. Great body checker and great defensively. He's a star for that franchise. Barchi, 37. These are all the 30 goal scorers. Okay, assist men. Claude Giroux had an MVP season, but his team didn't make the playoffs. Sounds familiar. Yeah, all these guys with more than 55 assists, and I say more than 55 assists, they all had 80-point seasons. Like these guys, we'll go to 45. Yep, that was 45. Stamkos 44. Total points. Reed Boucher was your Art Ross winner. Giroux, Thornton, Nugent Hopkins, why the hell did I say it like that? Ovechkin, Kane, Malkin, Backstrom, Eberle, Datsuk, Scheifele, Hodgson, Crosby, Barchi, Tavares, Stahl, Kuznetsov. We haven't made enough. Yeah, 4.5 star. And Yaks. And Stamkos finished tied for third with Jonathan James. Tied for 23rd. He only scored 23 goals. Isn't he like a career low? Plus minus. Ryan McDonough, Wayne Simmons, Victor Hedman, Anze Kopitar, Ryan Murray, Ryan Kessler, Drew Doughty, Yannick Weber, Sedin, Dustin Brown, Claude Giroux. Actually, that's surprising given his team. Stamkos is a plus 20, Kyle Quincy, Alex Tanguay, who's on the Canucks. Evgeny. Let's go by defense. Who's winning the Norris? Who's winning the Norris? It looks like Drew Doughty's going to win the Norris. Normally it's by scoring league. Only picking in a really good season, though. Scored the most goals. Ryan McDonough with 15. These guys all had double-digit goals. It's a lot, actually. It's stuck in 10. Whereas Doughty only scored 10 goals. Doughty had the most assists. Hedman was 7th in that category. That was the wrong Carl. Okay. This guy's always like a free agent early on, I believe. Rookie skaters. So, Drouin would win by a long shot. Goalies, though. Yeah, Punanov is definitely the best here. Honey, how good is this guy? 4.5 star. Okay. I know there was a Bo guy, a guy named Bo, who did really good. He's really good. He's like 5 stars gold, which is, not as good as Punanov's and the other guy, but well, saying that name, Punanov's. Carey Price also had a really good goals against, league leader in wins. Punanov's 41 and 28. It looks like. Save percentage among qualifiers would be Carey Price. Punanov's finish 13. That means he probably finished top 10 among the actual goalies. He also faces the most shots in the league by a lot, actually. It was a lot. Like, that's a good 50, and then almost 100 on the next guy, Varlamov. And he also had the most shutouts. Most minutes. He only had, let's see who got multiple points. 4 assists. I don't know why that fascinates me. I've never checked, actually. Let's go by shutouts again. Is Funeral's left-handed? Yeah, he is. He was right. Mason's right-handed. Okun is. It's weird. I find that they're a lot harder to play against in game, but I don't know if it factors into the simulation really at all. Okay, so that's our wrap-up. Let's sim through this and go to the playoffs. Oh, I want to check our AHL team to see how good they did. Looks like Kane's a good, a good pairing though. McCollum is actually playing a lot in the AHL. That means we got to trade Godlewski's quick. Otherwise, his value is going to go down, down, down. Oh, we're playing the Canadians. They didn't make the playoffs after all that. And we got to face Carey Price, man. Oh, I guess they had been like the 8th seed, and they didn't clinch yet, or they were like in a like battle. Let's look at that actually. Um, yeah, I think they clinched at the last. Wow, Detroit missed the playoffs. That ends their streak. It's because they had a higher row by like 5. They actually had the highest total. They had more total wins. Oh, that row is really bad. So yeah, Montreal. We'll be tackling the playoffs in the next episode. President's Trophy number 2. Thanks, guys.